Welcome back to the NECC. Tonight in our second matchup of the night, we've got two undefeated players, Limbberry hailing from Central Methodist University and NoahSM from Durham College. This matchup has been preheating all day, looking hot. We're going to see which of these two players is able to handle the heat and which one is going to burn up and hold their first loss. My name is Ethan, probably better known as Nelhad, joined here today by Orbital. How are we doing, sir?
We're doing all right. I'm excited again, undefeated like you stated, and looking to put their opponent in the grave. Some interesting decks coming out, so excited to see what they can bring to the table.
Interesting decks indeed. Let's start on the side of Limbberry. We've got Face Hunter, Control Druid, and Control Druid. Not really sure what to call this list. And some kind of Yogg Mage. Which deck is jumping out to you to start right now?
Really the Yogg Mage. You don't see Mage used that often lately, and not only that, he's running some extremely high cost cards, which I understand is part of it. But still, trying to bait that out and trying to wait out an entire set, especially against some of the lower costs, more effective and efficient decks, might cause some complications if he does decide to run that deck.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best deck out of these three that I do see NoahSM bringing to the table is this Hunter, or that Limbberry's bringing to the table, excuse me, will be this Hunter deck. Face Hunter looking strong, features a lot of cards that we've seen for a long time in the game for the class set. Kill Command, still a stud. You've got Eagle Hornbow, still putting in so much work. Unleash the Hounds, oh baby, still good as ever. Shocker here, Orbital. Damage, still good. Hasn't phased out yet. The one constant, that's what Hunter does well. Looking at this Druid list as we were talking here, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to lie to you. There's some token elements, but I don't see the creature support the low end. And on the top end, we've got things like Umbral Owl and Overflow, more indicative of a control list, right? Healing, drawing cards. There may be some combo that I'm just not seeing. Chat may have to call me out on this one, but for the moment being, I don't understand the Druid list.
Yeah, for Limbberry, I actually think if you type into Google top decks for Hearthstone Druids, it might be just one at the top and it's like a copy-paste going through there. At least that's what I think it was, as Umbral Owl and Overflow were two of the top most prominent, of course. But still, a lot of these guys, we saw it last week as well, running the ladder decks, the decks that you attempt to use just to climb. And at this point, I think you have to start realizing that that might not cut it. You got to start thinking a little bit higher, a little bit more in-depth about some of this, and, you know, start making some adjustments of your own.
Absolutely. Going on to the other side, NoahSM representing Durham College, the Knights, if I'm not mistaken, running out with a traditional token Druid list. This Highlander Hunter that's been an absolute killer on the ladder, Orbital. I know you're talking about trying to ignore the ladder a little bit, but my, oh my, is this deck absolutely scary to face. In addition to World Kick Rogue, for all you budget ballers out there, World Kick Rogue, in my mind, if you've been playing a little bit since Classic, maybe you have that Edwin Van Cleef, easy deck to get into. Which of these three lists is really just tickling your fancy, Orbital?
Honestly, still the Highlander. I know we said that, but it's one, again, you like watching it take control. And a big thing is, again, it's just a straight singles for all the cards across the deck. So I want to see how he's able to utilize some of these, because, again, you don't get any redos. Once you lose that card, it is gone. You lose that resource that you hope you can bring to the table.
Absolutely, we do see a lot of value across all of these cards. However, I mean, cards like Adorable Infestation that are 3-for-1s, we're talking about the classics in Hearthstone, absolutely unimaginable that you would get a 1-1 on play, 1-1 in hand, and give plus home zone to a minion, and all in one card for one. Absolutely insane. So there's a lot of value packed into this deck. We've got 2-2-for-1s like Blazing Battle Mage, just straight value across the board. Obviously, we have the catalyst of this deck, Zephyrus the Great, one of the reasons to play Highlander, looking so good, and Dino Tamer, Bran, getting a free King Crush, a mana early on the board, absolutely phenomenal. The other two lists, as we said, a very traditional token Druid coming out, exactly what I'd expect to see. Nature Studies, you've got, as we talked about, Adorable Infestation, absolutely amazing. Cards that generate small threats that can then be buffed, go moving forward. World Kick Rogue, my favorite deck on the ladder right now. Oh my gosh, is this like a blast to play or what? Rogue just gotta be one of my favorites. Questing Adventure, Edwin Van Cleef, two just Some Chef Kiss staples. When Ben Brode was still at the squad at Blizzard, you know his fingerprints are all over those cards. That design is amazing. With new additions like Secret Passage into this deck, combined with old favorite Shadow Step Preparation, card generation like Pharaoh Cat, it's a tough deck to beat. I think right now we're looking at NoahSM being favored to walk out of this best 2 out of 3 just based on the decks. Orbital, what can be done on the side of Limbberry? What did they have to do in your mind to persevere and try to walk out the victor here?
Yeah, you're looking at trying to bring something extra to the table. Now, one of the big problems, of course, is your deck lists are all set out and in front of your opponent, of course. So they have time to prep and everything, but you have to take a look. You have to be ready for what you have, and all these decks do have to be flexible, right? That's the worst part. A lot of people say worst part, but it's also one of the extra parts. One of the good parts is you have to be ready for just about anything because you don't know. You can ban out one of the decks, of course, but you can't ban all four. Sorry, you have to be ready for at least one of the decks to come out. So bring some extra pain. Try and shake up some of those combos, you know, drop some of those early combos, or, you know, try and play outside the standard that you see, because of course, any experienced player will read you like a book. So, you know, tear out some of the pages, toss it, mix the chapters up. Hopefully you come out with a little bit more manageable set.
Absolutely. It looks like the game's in. My Hearthstone has crashed Orbital, so you are going to be flying solo for a second here. I'm going to see if I can get Caleb to stream it in channel.
Oh, no. Well, to give you an idea of how we've set up, I believe we are already into game as well. So starting out for the first round, we had a ban of the Warrior deck. Limbberry actually banned out the Big Hunter on NoahSM's side. NoahSM decided to ban out the Rogue. And so we actually got a Druid Mirror matchup, which we had talked about a little bit. You have a Token Druid, pretty standard, and then Limbberry came out with a very slight amalgamation, maybe didn't have some of the essence to be able to utilize. So we'll see how they prep and set up so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am loaded back in here. We are all good.
Yeah.
Shout out to the production end. You know, it's not an esports production if there isn't a little bit of scuff. Solid start here coming through from the more traditional Token Druid list, starting to build that wall up a little bit early. We do see the hand. You do have the Savage Roar already. That's a lot of damage being represented potentially. Looking good so far for this Token Druid list. We're going to get some more tokens out here in a hurry. Swoop in, coming off of that Rising Winds. Going to get another 3-2 win, and Soul of the Forest. Going to give this board a whole lot of resiliency, making this trade feeling a whole heck of a lot better, Orbital.
Yeah, and I actually have some concerns coming out on Limbberry's side. You can look at his hand. He actually has not been able to lay down as many as he would like, and he keeps drawing a lot of these spells. I think you were talking about this early on. Not a whole lot of minions, not a whole lot of a wall to be able to set up and prep for this set, and you can see him kind of stalling out here. I think he only has 2, if I'm sitting here, Vectus in his hand, as well as Germination, which can't really be used either. So you're just, I'm a little bit worried about how quickly this one might end.
Absolutely. Hovering the Solar Flare here will toss that one out. Has to get board presence in some sort, and it's gonna just double swipe. Very solid. Will clear the board, except for some 2/2s that will pop out. Gonna be left with some Treants there. Thinking about following up, 2 more mana left on the turn. There's Guess the Wait, trying to find some card advantage down the stretch here. Trying to attempt to crawl back in this game somewhat, more or less. This is the question. Are you feeling lucky tonight, Orbital? More or less?
I hope they don't have my luck. That's all I can say. Limbberry better hope my luck is not on the table, because this is going to go with left. Is he going to pull it out? Gamble 50-50. Is it there? Oh, we don't get to see, I guess. That makes me sad. But that will be another Solar Eclipse. And yeah, this is the problem that I was seeing earlier. He's stuck with no board whatsoever. So you're literally playing defense with no actual attacking capabilities. That's going to be such a problem.
Yeah, Solar Eclipse into Arbor up. Ooh. Will give a lot of buffs, will build the board, and that's going to be close to lethal, right? 6/24. That is lethal already right there. Blink and you will miss it, I believe.
No, they were asleep. They couldn't go just yet. So 4 of the popped up Treants were not allowed to attack just yet. So Limbberry is literally sitting on a limb and a berry at this point. That's about all he has in his hand, because he's got nothing. Take a look at his hand. It's literally all spells, and that's the worst feeling in the world when you're like, just like, what do I? You can't. He has no moves available at this point, and Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, not much that can be done. Just looking at his hand, gonna drop the well played. And there it is. Can't win them all indeed. Game number 1 going to go to NoahSM with that fantastic token druid. Just had a really great start and just absolutely ran away with that game down the stretch there. Good step to start off game number 1. What deck do you think NoahSM will be moving to for game 2? More importantly, what is your philosophy? If you take the L in game 1, do you switch up decks or do you run it back?
Considering I'm terrible at deck building and I just go with ladder stretches, I kind of feel like force it till you make it, right? Because in this setup, you already know which deck is out now. Now you can prepare a little bit better. Because again, you ban one, you have to play the other one. So now it's dropped down. Because NoahSM can't play that same druid deck, you are now stuck with your choice of a rogue, hunter, or warrior. If you're Limbberry, cool. Ban out the one that you wanted to. Again, he banned out warrior before. So you take your chances. All right, I deal with the hunter or rogue. Does my druid play into both of those? If that's true, I can take that one out. Hopefully beat him with that and face him again in the 3rd round. Looking a little bit more steady on my feet.
Absolutely. We'll see Limbberry bring out the mage. NoahSM running with that absolutely vaunted, absolutely feared Highlander Hunter coming through. Going to have a very solid start as well. The curve looking great. You've got options here on turn 1. You can go with either of your one-drops there, Dwarven Sharpshooter or your Blazing Battle Mage. Going to go with a little bit more power here. Blazing Battle Mage, probably smart using that Huntmaster, or Sharpshooter, excuse me, to more so control the board than anything else. And going up against this Mage, you're not going to control much. Pass there from Limbberry on turn 1. This feels ugly, Orbital. Early on, this Hunter deck's just so good, so much momentum. But in addition, there's so many paths to victory. Limbberry feels like they're going to be on the back foot here for most of the game.
Yeah, and again, when you're doing like a slow build deck like this, we took a look through his deck list. A lot of high costs, you know, a good portion sitting at about 6 and above on mana flux. Not mana flux, sorry, on mana cost. So if you're taking a look at the Hunter side, pretty much nothing above 5 except for Dino Tamer. But again, that's not one of your key playmakers. So I have a feeling we're going to see Limbberry drop down to maybe 10 or 12. Unless he can continue getting board clears, and that's what he's going to have to pray for if he can at least get some sweeps and clears.
Yeah, it does have 2 Flame Wards in hand. It does appear this board is building up quick. Flame Ward now will not deal with that 2-4. In fact, deals 3 damage to all minions once attacked. So probably going to drop it for the 0 here and ping the 2-4. There it is. Assumption coming true. But that also really reveals that it is the sweep. So NoahSM can play into this, get rid of it. However, second Flame Ward in hand may be the saving grace here for Limbberry. Going to take a solid chunk there. 5-piece. But just the 5-1 left on board can easily be pinged down and will be taken out. So Limbberry is finding that stopgap, has found some of the board wipes, has a Blizzard in hand, has a Doomsayer in hand. There is some solid potential. I just don't see in the list too much how Limbberry closes out these games. Does have on the top end some stuff, but ultimately doesn't feel like a super concise list. I mean, you have Yogg-Saron, you have Amazing Reno for that, different hero power, and you've got Mask of Cthulhu, but that's only 10 more damage there. I'm not sure how he's planning on finishing out the game here, Orbital.
I'm not either, and unfortunately you drew just not a great hand starting. Sitting on those 2 Doomsayers like you were talking about, yeah, that's great. And here we go, using the Ice Barrier. That's going to be a stall tactic if I've ever seen one. And we'll see. I'm just like, this is a full-on barricade yourself inside your house and pray the big bad wolf doesn't blow it over.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see in hand is that Intrepid Initiate. +2 attack on Spell Burst. Now thinking right now, so NoahSM has fought through 1 board wipe. May have a suspicion that there's more in hand. Limbberry actually just had chock full of board wipes. Going to decide to play into it. Drops the initiate. Will probably drop the trap here to trigger the Spell Burst as well. Testing that out. Does see it's an Ice Barrier. Doesn't want to get counterspelled and may just decide to hold on. I think it's important to just hero power every turn. Just get that solid 2 damage in every single turn. Start chipping away at Limbberry. You have to make Limbberry make a decision here at some point in the game. You have to apply some sort of pressure, but honestly, NoahSM has to find some way to draw some cards here down the stretch.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing. Again, like we talked about, your whole thing is hemorrhaging damage, praying that you don't get tagged, and now he might be dropping that core. I don't know if this is the right time, but trying to get that Karut out and possibly hold. Yeah, gonna drop that down, restore 3 health, and pray that's enough to get through maybe the next turn or two. I don't think he will, but maybe it'll hold steady.
Yeah, there's a companion. Gonna get the Leog, buffing up the whole squad. Pretty solid way to trade. May consider dropping the Unleash the Hounds here to get most damage on face, and will just end up trading in, holding on that last spell in hand. Should do the hero power, and does so. The last of the armor eaten through, 24 HP, staring down 30 on the other side. NoahSM slowly running out of gas here. Limbberry kind of in the driver's seat, but the question is, what is the destination? Still not sure how this deck's going to find the win, and there's a way to get some card advantage, thin out the deck a little bit, is with the Rinling Rifle.
Yeah, just start holding and start poking down. Sorry, not holding. Poking down, and there you go, dropping up Misdirection, Pack Tactics, and Snipe. Ooh, this is going to be pretty nice to see how he decides to play this one out. Again, I think stacking the deck he knows might be a problem. Of course, he already there was already a show of, I believe it was shoot, my brain does not want to work. One of the Flame Wars was dropped, so he knows there's at least one more. And scared of dropping any more, going for just grabbing that Misdirection.
Yeah, putting Limbberry to 18 there, also solid. Remember, we're trying to keep the pressure up over the course of this game, but there's these Acidic Swampoos. That's going to be big, limiting the value here. Both secrets will remain on the table, which means something like a Petting Zoo off the top could be big, getting a pair of 3/3s. Personally, I'm probably looking for a Voracious Reader here and not going to find it there, just hitting a Tour Guide off the top, but hero powering nonetheless. I don't even think I want to play that Tour Guide. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to trigger my secret on something that low value. It feels so bad. Pack Tactics, right? It's whenever a friendly minion's attacked, you get a 3/3 copy of it. I don't want a vanilla 3/3. Like, I need something in there.
I see that as well, but at the same time, I think it's a little bit more mental as well, and he's actually going to do it. He sends it. I'm not... Ooh.
It's a 1/1. And it's going to be a 3/3 after, unless there's just a ping here. Going to go with say the face of the place with helpful hardware, folks. Misdirection coming through is going to turn around the face. So that's 3 free damage. That's very solid right there. And the ping is actually come through, so it's not going to trigger the secret. Very solid turn there for NoahSM. Adorable Infestation coming through. Not doing a whole ton of work with no minions on the board. Could also always pop it onto one of the Hounds if you do just play Unleash here. Hero Power is the one guarantee. Costs 0, does 2 damage. We are slowly tickling away here at Limbberry's life total bit by bit.
Yeah, well, now I'm curious, though, because you're starting to hit the upper limits, right, of that mana pool, of the mana crystals that you can have. And actually, I feel Limbberry's, for all that we talked about, has done fairly well in kind of negating some of the early pressure. Now you also take a look at NoahSM's hand. You only got 2 cards in hand. There's not a whole lot that you can output, and there's only 1 secret on the board, right? So yes, that secret can spawn 3 1/1s, but you still have so much to use, right? He just drew the Mask of Cthulhu.
The second one in hand, yeah.
Yeah, and so there are options for him. He just has to deal, I think, through 1 more turn of damage. I think 1 more turn of damage, and then he can start really flanking down. But if he keeps holding, so my question is he going to try and wait because he knows there's going to be more minions spawning and saving one of them for a board wipe? Or is he going to start, like, laying it down? Because that's an automatic, if I'm not mistaken. My brain doesn't want to work, but that might just be 10 straight damage straight to NoahSM. So
yeah, it's just a 7-cost Pyro Blast. I say let it rip, baby. Open the floodgates. It's 2 turns. That's 20 damage over the course. You start pinging, you start cracking in. Frostbolt coming through. I fully expected it. There it is. Mask of Cthulhu. No way NoahSM sees a double mask coming to face, and there is lethal currently on board. You have to get rid of this ooze right now, because that would be the game. You've got 10 damage in hand. There's the 3 coming in from there. He's gonna get a Charge Hound out, gonna buff it up, put a Pug in hand, put a Pup on the board, trading into that one right there, trying to clear out the hand. I think I'm still playing Cthulhu. I might Blizzard first, then Cthulhu next turn to make sure I get the most damage. But man, we are just one what is it called? Dino Tamer brand away from lethal right here. So you got to be very careful. Limbberry, NoahSM here in game number 2, bringing it down to the wire.
Yeah, and I mean, he could also go for the tricky gamble and actually Frostbolt, I think, NoahSM straight, and then try and knock him down a little bit more with the Mask of Cthulhu. Obviously, that wouldn't fully knock him out, but I think he's going for it. Yeah, this could be risky, though.
So,
oh, okay.
We need knock the top. NoahSM needs a top deck. Knock the top at home. Dragonbane is not going to be enough. It's so short. It's so close. That's 7 damage. So he's going to come up just 2 damage shy. We know there's lethal at hand with the Frostbolt hero power. So just barely coming up shy here in game number 2. Limbberry striking back, tying up this series at 1 game apiece. Woo-wee! I need some water after that one. Hey, remember at the top of the stream, Ariama, you see the face? We got the up glove. Oh, that match was a heater, baby. Oh my gosh. Hey, Twitch chat, you better have some protective stuff on at home, okay? That one was hot. I know that's coming through your screen. I know that game is in your house right now.
That was the hottest game with some of the coolest decks available. One of the best stalls I think I've seen before, and I was curious, you know, using that 07 Doomsayer and being able to hold off on a couple more board wipes was fantastic. And honestly, I didn't really notice, but NoahSM started a little bit of just kind of falling into that desperation mode, right? You saw it at the end. You knew that Limbberry had to be stacking lots of 6 and 7. You know that's coming at that point. So what do you do at that point? He couldn't do anything, and I think that was a very well done. That is what I call the stall mage. I'm hoping that's what it's called, if not close, but very well done by Limbberry to be able to pull out that win against one of the top ladder decks. I have to really congratulate him on that.
Yeah, now the hunter will become the hunted. We will see Limbberry pull out their own list right here. Face Hunter going up against Highlander Hunter. Highlander Hunter, very solid, but Face Hunter is a deck that can get under it depending on the opening hand, but the opener for NoahSM looking very solid right now, has a bevy of 1-drops to choose from, going to drop out one here, looking good to start. Limbberry's gonna have to do something in a hurry. That Adorable Infestation just makes that board massive. A 2/2 and 2 1/1s on turn number 1.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, you can see this, that might be a very nice hold as well. You're a little bit worried about the Imprisoned Felmont dealing some deeps on some of these little low-cost minions, but a draw of Phase Stalker might negate that Soul Sea. Oh, he's just going straight for the rough attacks. I'm not sure if that's what you want to do, but again, he knows he has an extra turn outside of it, so maybe that's what you're playing off of.
NoahSM just duct taping their foot to the gas pedal, and they have thrown the breakout. The review mirror is gone. The side mirrors are gone. They are saying the face is the place with the helpful hardware, folks, and we are trying to get it done. A lot of options here. Secret is on the board for Limbberry, so NoahSM got to guess around that one. But Kill Command in hand, Animal Companion in hand, can always just pop that hero power and to trigger the Phase Stalker. So a lot of options right here. Gonna start by trading with the Leopardone on board. Going to take 2 to the face for that one. NoahSM once again kind of on the tippy toes. Gotta avoid whatever this secret may be. Obviously no information on NoahSM side. Going to drop a secret of their own. Very mana efficient play. If you combine it with a 1-drop, going to hold back here. No matter what, should use all of their mana this turn. NoahSM in a very solid spot, but hey, looking across the board at their hand, their Orbital, you can't ignore that Dragonbane. Can do some serious damage. Once again, deals 5 damage to a random enemy whenever you use the hero power.
Yeah, and I'm actually really worried. NoahSM, he so far has shown that he wants to be more on the offensive attacking the hero, but this could be a pretty nice board wipe if he's not careful. So I'm curious if he's gonna kind of sniff that out, right? Here comes the Dormant Exchange, and it's just gonna snap one, Secret is popped, and that's gonna draw another 3/3 copies. So not a terrible hold right now by him. Actually, double.
There's the
So,
freezing trap, yeah.
ooh.
2 Phase Stalkers. One more Hero Power, I believe, will pull the rest of the secrets out of this deck. We have seen 2 already. We saw the freezing trap, so Open the Cages is left in there, as is Snake Trap. So those are the last 2. They will pop out the Eaglehorn Bow to trade. Cannot get everything out. Eaglehorn Bow of their own on the other side. Is that explosive trap? Do we have confirmation? Once again, I'm not a spectator client. I can't mouse over it.
Sorry, my brain did not keep up with how fast you're rambling because of how
It is.
awesome
It's
you are.
explosive trap. Caleb's
yeah,
there for me. Caleb's there for me. So we're gonna see explosive trap here. Phase Stalker going to survive through that one. Hyperia in chat saying pain.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, steady shot coming through. That's gonna pull out one more secret. 1 secret remaining in the deck for NoahSM. Feeling pretty evenly matched here, Orbital, but Limbberry does have the card advantage.
Yeah, and I think that speaks well of how he's turned this around, right? Game number 1 saw pretty heavy-handed loss, and now he's kind of kicking back. And if he wins this mirror matchup, I think he's going to be very happy about himself, beating a hunter with his own. And if this is the kind of tailoring that you need, that is going to be amazing. So a nice little stack of the Voracious Reader coming out, a little bit of a draw. You know, not amazing, but that's at least going to stack NoahSM's hand and kind of even up that possible kind of desperation point.
Absolutely. We do see the Toxic Reinforcements is dropped there. Use the Hero Power 3 times. Get 3 cute little leper gnomes that your opponent may not find as cute. Attack coming in here will trigger that explosive trap. Doing 2 more damage to face to note here because once again, a lot of damage potential in hand with that Dragon Bane there. Getting in there, getting done, as Hyperia says in chat. There is the Dragon Bane. Hero Power coming out is going to do a whole lot of damage. That's a 7 damage Hero Power, 3 damage from the bow, 2 more on the Phase Stalker, and oh my gosh, all of a sudden the favorite coming in here, NoahSM may be in a world of trouble. Has a solid play here. Can Animal Companion into Kill Command. Still not sure what that secret is from NoahSM's end. There's the Companion, gonna get the Leok. Kill Command should probably kill Dragon Bane. And it holding it back, just teasing us.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to. Open the Cages is currently set for NoahSM, so I'm curious if he can draw this out, but he won't be able to use it if he doesn't put another one on the board. So he's actually opting to potentially take out the Dragon Bane. If he does, I mean, there's still potential for lethal. I like the current setup. You have Scavenger's Ingenuity as well to prep another minion if you want to. So the resources are currently in Limbberry's hand. I feel for the time being, I don't know if he can catch it here.
Yeah, not sure either. As I said, Voracious Reader in hand. In addition to that, Inconspicuous Rider casts a secret from deck on cast. Going to go face right there. Passes the turnover. Pack Tactics is the secret for Limbberry. Open the Cages. Yeah, not going to trigger without another minion. There's a Kill Command. That's going to be game right there.
Yeah.
That is Limbberry running off back-to-back here, winning with the Hunter. And as we said, this absolute ladder legend of a deck is just not getting it done. 0-2 on the night. Orbital, are you switching off or are you staying stubborn to the ladder traditions here?
I'm actually, so you're putting me on such a spot, man. You have been so on fire so far, and you are killing me here because now I'm actually terrified, right? Because at this point, with the ban system in play, you are forced into a single deck consistently, and that is a big problem here. So Limbberry, even though he was able to find 2 wins above, he still has to face a lot of these decks again. And now he is going back to his Druid. It was beat once by NoahSM. Now it's against the Hunter as well. So little bit of a worrisome trend. This is the deck that we saw have a lot of issues against the I want to almost call it the true token Druid. So we'll see what he can do. We'll see if he can actually make the win occur and actually mini reverse sweep with the 3-1. If he does that, I would think everyone would be very impressed. And I will never call the mage deck weak again because that was awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. This odd variation on Token Druid, trying to get it done here. Pretty solid hand from NoahSM. Has the Blazing Battle Mage on 1, Tour Guide in there. Oh, and Prison Felmaw on 2, in addition with some secret backup. You could pop out 2 minions on 1 here. and Secret on 2, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, no, we're going for the Thelma right away on 1. Okay, not messing around, trying to get a 5-4 into play right off the bat. Limbberry's hand looking somewhat solid as well, going to start off with Escape Shift, but does have 2 Lightning Blooms, so can ramp into something very, very quickly as well. It looks like an overflow right there, so should be able to weather a bit of an early storm here from the Hunter deck.
Yeah, and again, we saw it before, and we might see it again if Limbberry is able to hold out. That might be the chance that he needs to kind of turn it around, hoping to draw some of these higher priced cards. And I want to see if he can. However, the Dormant Sage, now he has to be a little bit worried. A lot of these are just giving the mana crystals, but he's not pulling the cards. There it is, Umbral Owl, though, being held. I don't think he can actually push it, but still, very nice draw to possibly start warming up once again.
Yeah, there's Escape Shift coming to, trying to clear the board a little bit. 2 minions now on the table. Popping out of that Dormant is the Felmaw Rider, is drawn right there. So has some options here. Going to go with the Animal Companion for the time being. Will get some taunt right there. Probably would have preferred the Huffer, but not going to get that direct damage. The board is looking solid. There's no way to really clear. You do have a swipe on the other side, but they can only deal with 1 minion. 2 if you target the taunt and go in on an Escape Shift on the 2/2, but not looking fantastic for Limbberry here. Some solid gas out the gate for NoahSM here, Orbital.
He's got to be so happy again. He's sitting now with that 2 losses, and winning this round would be very, very good for him. And I don't think, honestly, I think we're going to see Limbberry on this Druid for the next round. I think he was actually banking on possibly running that Rogue, but it's been banned every single round. So obviously he has to start making some adjustments, understand that he's going to be on the back foot. And this is also what I was kind of worried about. Again, you are forced into the worst deck that of the 2 that are left. So unless he can start pulling out some miracle hands here, I don't think we're going to see anything different at the start. Using that swipe early, dropping it out, but still, that taunted 4/3 Misha, going to be so happy about just constantly sitting there being that annoying safeguard.
Yeah, that Misha going to be standing taut right here. Some options once again. Could run out some secrets and will do just that. By way of a minion here, potentially. Thinking about it, there's the Rider coming out, going to get a secret from deck, and will play the Adorable Infestation. Frozen Trap is the one right there. Not super effective against a token deck, but the slow start from Limbberry, I mean, balancing something like an Umbral Owl back to hand can hurt a decent amount just because it has that rush. Have to replay it again. It kind of feels like you're wasting your whole turn. Here's the Lightning Bloom. This is the turn we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for that critical mass. Overflow does come in. Going to heal 5. Drawing 5 cards as well. Noobish Defender coming through. That's a 3/5 taunt. Finally starting to get on the board, but still not a whole ton of action to be had on Limbberry's side. Stockpiling resources. NoahSM still looks to be in the driver's seat here early on.
Oh yeah. Obviously this isn't lethal, but still taking out Anubis Soth in what could potentially just be 1 turn. Feels kind of rough, right? That's not exactly what you want to see. Still the taunt on the other side with Misha, and now you're just dropped right back down. You expended the overload, you expended everything that you wanted to. Yes, you drew the cards, and you had the Lightning Blue to try again, but that's still not going to be as much as you would hope. Swipe is going to clear 1 or 2 unless there's an extra boost in the back, but I don't think there is.
Yeah, has not seen the Solar Eclipse yet. Solar Eclipse kind of the missing piece of this deck that we haven't seen. And here is Open the Cages going to give a Leok. That's a whole lot of damage that's going to come into play. 3 right there. That's 3, 6, 10.
Yeah.
2 from the hero power. We're 1 off, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's still rough, and I don't think we have any healing on the flip side either. Taking a look through his hand, he drew an animated broomstick, which kind of sucks when all you have are just these crazy spells that you want to use. Yeah, I think this is possibly gonna be the game after this next turn, and he is having a rough go at it. Gonna shield up, but again, that's only 2 health that you gotta really burn through an armor, and
The humility. Why did it have to be snakes at the end? Limbberry going to take their own way out. This token druid, interesting druid deck. will have to get the win against this World Kick Rogue. Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch chat, we are headed to a full 5th game here in Conquest. If you're just joining us, Limbberry undefeated on the year, NoahSM undefeated on the year. These two, someone's gonna walk away with their first loss here, Orbital. We've got Token Druid. We do have World Kick Rogue. What do you think we have in store for this one?
I told Limbberry that he needs luck, not like mine. This is my luck right now. He's sitting on my luck, and it's awful. Again, you pointed out we saw the Solar come out twice in the previous game where he tried it in the Druid mirror matchup, and it just didn't work there. This time, he couldn't even draw it at all, sitting on so many of those spells, wasn't able to utilize it like he wanted to, but sat on so much mana, which definitely feels bad. So I'm gonna see if we can pull out the win here, and I'm excited because this is actually my first time, I think, really hard spectating a World Kick Rogue combo, and I'm excited to see how the combos pop out and have a lot of fun.
Absolutely my favorite deck to pilot here. I don't know about everyone on Twitch chat, but man, I am on the edge of my seat. We've got a game number 5. Hand for NoahSM. Not looking the absolute greatest. Has some of the tools that Edwin Van Cleef is big. We're going to see a swoop in on the other side, and this is what Limbberry has been missing from this deck, Orbital. They have not been able to find the token generation, but ooh, Nelly. Questing Adventure into backstab here is probably the move. It establishes such a big board here for NoahSM early on. It depends how greedy they are, saving up for this Edwin Van Cleef. Limbberry on the other side does have a swipe, so it's important trying to get things above that 4 HP threshold. They've got 1 turn here if you're NoahSM. You know you've 1 turn before swipe becomes an issue. You could try to run this Questing Adventure and just blast it out. Another option is to run Backstab first and then follow it up with the Miscreant, getting some minions there, generating those, what are they called? Lackeys, excuse me. Generating some lackeys. We're going to see. That might be the plan of action here, and it will be. There's the Backstab. Going to toss the Miscreant in after. I would assume that is the play. Knocking in for 3 damage. Took their time, found the right play there in my mind.
Yeah, like you said, pointing out that that swipe is not in play just yet means that you can hold off, means that you can wait just a little bit extra time. And now, again, we do see Limbberry have, I think, a little bit better hand just behind the Kiri. Picked up Vectus, so 2 of his main kind of set up resources ready to go for the potential battle ahead. Dropping the coin now, I'm curious what he decides to drop as well. The Rat coming out might be looking okay, so decides instead to drop the 3 damage again, continuously keep that board clear as much as he can.
Questing Adventure looks to be the lead here. Then you're going to drop your Lackey that deals 2 damage. I am sorry, folks at home. I don't know the names of all the Lackeys. Cobalt Lackey does 2 damage. Essentially, it's a shock on a stick right there. Going to be able to clear the board. Swipe still in hand, but not dealing with a whole ton. And actually going to Shadow Step that Cobalt Lackey for a little bit of damage, a little bit of removal here later. I'm just going to drop it right back out for 2 damage. The face is the place once again here, and actually a very smart play. Limbberry now unable to use swipe to kill that Questing Adventure. Some big brain stuff coming out from NoahSM, playing this matchup beautifully. Here comes the swipe, but yeah, once again, it's going for that Questing Adventure to what he had. It's not even worth it right here.
Yeah, it's not, and he knows it. He just, you can see him hovering it and immediately said the same thing. Now, he does have double swipes, so he can do it a second time, knows that on the next round he might be able to take it out, but you have a lot of problems. So you go ahead, drop the Kiri, add a Solar Eclipse ready to go for that setup like he wants, and I think now he has that card combo that he's been waiting for every single time he's played this Druid so far. So ready for just about any minion drop that might be coming out of NoahSM side.
Yeah, we do have World Kick Master here, namesake of the deck in hand. Yeah, that Kiri absolutely amazing. Getting the Solar Flare, getting the Lunar Eclipse? Lunar Eclipse? Yeah, Lunar Eclipse, Solar Eclipse in hand. It's going to be good stuff. Trying to play this. Oh, going to buff the Cobalt's HP up. I was thinking about putting on the Questing Adventure here, but I guess you know that Double Smite is available. You do know that the Solar Eclipse in hand as well. You can chain together some damage. You can chain together some form of removal. Still thinking about it, here is a massive slow roll, and it's going to make a 1/6 taunt there with the Titanic Lackey. buffing up. Here comes the preparation. Big Edwin Van Cleef incoming. NoahSM is putting it all on the line. Double swipe is available. This is going to be the game here the next few turns. Limbberry is absolutely has their back against the wall. NoahSM has put all the gas on the table. There is no holding back. We are just waiting for a spark. One way or another, this thing is about to absolutely blow open.
Oh, this is gonna be scary. Limbberry's considering it. Limbberry's sitting here like, come on, I got this. I know something can happen, and
so
I
you
have
can't
to make
double
it work.
swipe.
Yeah,
right? You don't have mana. So what can you do here? I think you start with the okay. So Solar Eclipse into the Lunar Eclipse, dealing 6 damage, and then you're going to have to swipe something, right? So there's the reduced cost swipe, going to cost 0 right now. I don't think that's gonna be enough. I think it's not lethal on the board. It's 9 damage, 10 with the dagger, World Kick in hand, reconsidering now, does have another smite for next turn. Once again, these are the decisions that are going to make or break the game. Going to go for the swipe on the taunter there, and is going to be able to drop the Umbral Owl Rush, able to clean up the rest of the board, left with a 4-3. Smart play from Limbberry, nearly clears everything, but here's a Janus Borrow off the top. Oh, this is going to be back-breaking. I tell you what are we getting? Crystal Stag, Stranglehorn, Tiger, oh my gosh, a blast from the past, an absolute classic legend. 6 damage getting in there. Swipe still in hand, but that 5 damage from the Stranglehorn is going to be absolutely massive here. It's stealth. You can't do much about it. Vectus in hand also doesn't really do much. Yeah, you have to pull out the swipe here and probably just armor up. And
I think that's it.
That's it. That's exactly lethal on the board. In game number 5, NoahSM, the Janus Borrow off of the top. Absolutely sensational stuff here. Wow. One of the best series we have seen so far. Limbberry's hopes at an undefeated season going up in smoke, if you would there. Looking just like this, burning up, had a lot of momentum, had a lot of heat, but all at once just got blown out, snuffed out. Good stuff from NoahSM. Orbital, what are your takeaways after that phenomenal series?
For Limbberry, I like the mage coming out. It looked like it caught NoahSM by surprise by far. Not playing against a lot of mages and realizing it's so hard to tell, right? We were even considering it. We were like, oh, we don't know what's going on. We don't know where the thought process is. And we saw it. It's a stall deck, wait till late, and then just blast them all away and pray that's what you do. However, the rest of these decks need a lot of work. That Druid deck, of course, I almost feel like he didn't have enough to actually build the deck properly and threw in some spare cards, right? That's exactly what it is. A little bit rough around the edges, possibly coming back. And honestly, that first game, extremely close, I believe. The first and second one, both of them very close. So NoahSM coming out with a rightful victory, and I think Limbberry just needs a little bit of tweaking to come back and still be one of the tops here in this division.
Somebody start a GoFundMe for my guy Limbberry. Get this man some packs. I want to see a pack opening. Rip those bad boys open. Come on now, EMU. You gotta support the boy. You gotta throw some money here his way. All right, we need some pack openings. Speaking of support here, Orbital, just let the good people at home know who supports this broadcast.
We have a lot, and I think we'll get to them throughout the rest of the broadcast as well. But I think one of them that we will talk about first is Meta Pro Gaming, full service esport management, developmental, and consulting company. They provide so much around here, and we are happy to have one of them be one of our sponsors. So again, if you are interested in any of the services that they might provide, if you're looking to kick up an organization or deciding that, hey, you want to know a little bit more and possibly get into this game, go ahead, check them out at metaprogaming.gg.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. What a game. What a game to end on. What a series, Orbital. Everyone at home, don't go anywhere unless it's to the fridge. You got time to order a pizza. You got time to make dinner. But hey, we got another matchup of Hearthstone coming your way. And man, if this one was anything to go on, it's going to be an absolute banger. So keep the UV gloves nearby, all right? Because there is some heat coming your way. We'll catch you on the other side.